What is going on, everyone? It's Nero again, here for you, some Call of Duty Ghost in this week's episode of Dear Nero, which of course is a weekly series here on my channel, posted every Wednesday, where you guys send me in questions and I answer them. You wouldn't think a series like that would get a lot of steam behind it, but guess what? This is episode number 80. Number 80. It's, yeah, there's been a lot of Dear Neros. Shall we just hop into the questions? I think you guys get the gist of what Dear Nero is. I don't think I need to go on too long with an introduction, but yeah, weekly series. You guys send in questions, post every Wednesday, and I answer them. The length of it can be anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour, depending on the kind of questions that are sent in to me every single week and how long it takes me and my simple mind to respond to them. Let's hop into it with the first question. He's gonna write, Dear Nero, I've been playing Pokemon Y for about 3 months now. I'm having a lot of fun with it. My question to you is, how much did you enjoy this game, and would you give it a Game of the Year award? Also, what is your favorite Pokemon? Mine is Mudkip. I don't know, but it just looks really cool. Viper from Pennsylvania. So Viper, to answer the latter question first, my favorite Pokemon is Golem. It's tough. Golem is freaking awesome. I don't know why I like Golem. Bulbasaur is my favorite starter. I also like Butterfree, because Butterfree's cool. So if I had to pick like a a little triangle of favorites, it'd be those three. All from Generation 1. Generation 1 was my childhood, and that's probably why I like it. But I give Pokemon, I had Pokemon X, you had Pokemon Y. They're essentially the same thing. Just different Pokemon in different areas, different legendaries. That's, whenever a Pokemon game comes out, there's always two of them. Like Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Silver and Gold, Pokemon Black and White, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. It's basically the same story, just slightly changed, and different Pokemon appear in different areas. That's how it works. I played Pokemon X, I beat it, I put a lot of time into it. What I give Game of the Year, I don't think any Pokemon game ever will get Game of the Year. Because Pokemon, like most games, it's kind of the same thing every single year, right? In Pokemon, basically, you start off, you're a trainer who has no idea who their dad is, and you meet the professor in your starting town. He gives you your starter Pokemon. You go and take on the 8 gyms. You go take on the Elite Four and take on the Pokemon League. That's the point of it. And sprinkled in there are a bunch of little stories about friendship and being a good person, and some underlined, moral compass that points you in the right direction. That some nice little story for you. That's basically every Pokemon game in a nutshell. People don't, in my opinion, at least I don't. People don't play Pokemon for the story. Well, the story's fun the first time you play. People play Pokemon because they want to put together different teams and try out different stuff, and just the fun that is Pokemon. Does that warrant a Game of the Year reward? I really don't think so. I don't think, you guys can correct me. I've done no research on this one. I'm fairly positive no Pokemon games ever won any kind of a Game of the Year, because Maybe Red and Blue maybe won some kind of award when it first came out, because the first time it was implemented, but I don't really think it's a Game of the Year award. But Pokemon's freaking cool. I'm 22 years old and I still think Pokemon's cool. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, my name is Grady from Alberta, Canada. I've been a fan for a long time, and I've finally decided to ask for advice. I need to get in shape, but there's no sports in my town in which I would like to join. Also, none of my friends play sports. I need some advice as to how to motivate myself to get off my PC and get in shape. Any advice you could give to help me out would mean a lot. Thank you for making such great content, and thanks for everything. Alright, Grady, thank you for all the kind words. So, you're out of shape. Well, me too. I am as well, but probably in different respects. A lot of people that are into gaming, and this, forgive me if I'm being presumptuous here and I'm over stereotyping, but a lot of people that spend a ton of time gaming are a little bit on the chubby side, right? You sit all day, you play video games, and watch TV or do whatever. You leave a pretty much sedentary. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. You lead not an active lifestyle. I'm very good at speaking, by the way. Hi, I'm Nero. I've made 15 freaking 100 videos. Gamers don't move around a whole lot. Not tons of exercise. These people that play a ton of video games. But I'm on the opposite. I don't exercise. I spend more time in front of my computer and in front of my TV than probably all of you. And I am ridiculously skinny. There's something wrong with me. There has to be. I've actually scheduled an appointment to go see my doctor. And I'm going to get some blood tests done. because there's no way I should be as skinny as I am doing YouTube for as long as I have. And I was pretty lazy before YouTube. I did some sports in high school, but not a ton, right? I was never been an overly active person. I've always been an overly skinny person. I'm like 50 pounds underweight. You want to know how to lose weight? I don't know. I've never had to try and lose weight. But the thing about it is, you say you need something to get motivation, to get you off your PC, and to get into shape. That comes down to you, Grady. That comes down to you and your own personal motivations. All right, you need to decide, okay, I want to start losing weight. I want to start getting in shape. You don't need to do a sport. In fact, I live in Pennsylvania, northwest Pennsylvania, right by Lake Erie. And because of the lake, we get what's called lake effect snow, and it gets really snowy here, like every winter. There's always tons of snow. It's not as bad as actually up in Erie, which is a little bit of ways for me, but we still get a lot of snow. We get pounded pretty much every winter. Hell, it was snowing today. There's still a few inches of snow out on the ground right now. Once it starts becoming spring, which hopefully will be soon because it's almost freaking March, I would like to just start walking. And that sounds like something that'd be something that you could do, Grady. That's something that a lot of you could do that doesn't involve sports. It doesn't involve, joining a gym or something like that. Just something as simple as walking. I live in a small town. I could you guys have probably heard about it in your textbooks and stuff, maybe when you're younger stuff. You might not remember it. Drake Well, it's where they first discovered oil, is in my town, in Titusville. And they have an entire museum and stuff down there, and they have a bunch of walking trails and a bunch of exhibits and stuff. I might just drive down to Drake Well, which I could walk to Drake Well, but that's a long walk just to go walking. I'd rather drive than go walking, and just maybe walk a bunch of all the nature trails and stuff they have down there. Something to get myself in shape. I quit smoking a very long time ago. In fact, I've lost count. Maybe if I were to go back and look at the video of when I said I quit smoking, it was probably at least 6 months ago. It's been a long time. I quit smoking, but I've done nothing to actually get in shape. I still get out of breath taking out the garbage. I'm not smoking anymore, but I'm not in shape at all. So maybe doing some walking, that might help out. And maybe do some weightlifting or something. I do something to gain weight. And if you want to lose weight, it's going to come down to you and your own personal motivations. I'm in the same boat. I'm right now not motivated because it's cold outside and I don't want to go walking or do anything like that to try and get in shape. I'm in the same boat, but it comes down to your own personal motivations. There's really nothing I can give you for that. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, we've recently been learning about World War II in school. My class has discussed it a lot about the dropping of the atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I've yet to decide for myself whether or not I think it was the right thing to do, but I know you are really into and know a lot about World War II, so I want to know your thoughts and opinions on dropping of the bomb. Keep up the great work. Been watching your videos since veteranship and newfound glory, and rarely miss any of your videos. Sincerely, Shane from California. So Shane, I recognize your username, so I definitely know you've been around for a long time. Let's talk about atom bombs. So the atom bomb is still debated to this day as to whether or not it was the right decision for us to drop atom bombs on Japan. A couple of things that happened with that. One, we effectively ended World War II with that. That was a big thing. That was definitely a big thing. Two, there was a lot of civilian casualties. When they dropped it, they said this is a military. It was for military personnel, right? And I forget where I read it or where I heard it. This might be just completely pulled out of my ass, but I thought I heard something along the lines of there were 7 civilians killed for every 1 military personnel in Japan coming from the atom bombs. It was the first time. It still is the first time that nuclear technology has ever been used in war. So. And that definitely set a precedent. And now it's the number one fear. It's oh no, they're building nukes in Iraq, or oh no, they're building nukes in weapons of mass destruction in North Korea. It kind of set a bad precedent. Was it the best thing to do? I really can't make that call. I would prefer a world where we did not nuke women and children. I think I'd prefer that world. It did end World War II. But the Russians declared war on Japan not too long, in that time area, so it probably could have been ended. I mean, they still had 2 million people defending their homeland. It still would have been a tough thing. We'd already been at war for 4 years. It's a never-ending debate. I really don't know what would be the right decision, but I thought it would be interesting to ask for your guys' thoughts in the comments, whether or not we should have dropped the atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I hope I'm pronouncing Nagasaki right. I know how to pronounce Hiroshima, but Nagasaki, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right, is a bit more obscure. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, as you know, YouTube has made yet another layout change. So for my question, do you think YouTube should slow down on these layout changes or at least make them easier to use? Reed from Texas. Reed, I've never liked a lot of the YouTube changes, right? I never really did. So I was like, no, why are you changing it? God damn it, YouTube. But if you really go back and look at the way YouTube used to look, it's actually a bit better now. It definitely looks a lot better. This most recent change, it really didn't do a whole lot, except for a couple things that, one, help, and two, bother me. So for one, I like that they have that little taskbar thingy on the left-hand side of YouTube that tells you your subscriptions, allows you to go to your favorites. It's got, actually I have it open right now. Let's just click over here. It's basically a quick way to navigate through YouTube. It's kind of like a taskbar almost. You get what to watch. You have your subscriptions, your channel, your view history, your watch laters. For me personally, I have a bunch of different playlists of my channel, like of Daisy Standalone or Chem Strikes or all this different stuff, and I can just click on the playlist, and I can also just go through certain people in my subscriptions, which are right there. It works out. It's kind of a nice thing. But one of the things they did change that I don't like is they changed around the playlist. And as a YouTuber, like if you go to my YouTube channel, which I suggest you all do because it's YouTube, and you guys go there and you can see I have a different playlist for like freaking like literally everything. Actually, I'm going to click to my channel right now, and we're going to be able to see I have a playlist for my recent uploads, which is always nice. It basically shows you the most recent videos that I've uploaded. And then you have my COD Ghost playlist, the Chem Strike playlist, Black Ops 2, my Moabs playlist for Modern Warfare 3, a playlist for Dear Nero, my montages, Black Ops, and Modern Warfare 2, World at War, and COD 4 all wrapped in one. Playlist for zombies, playlist for my Poke MMO playthrough. Those are all nice. Like I like having playlists like set up, and what I like to do is I filter my playlist based upon the most popular videos so that they show up first. So when people go to my channel and they look at my playlist, like you go to my Call of Duty Ghost playlist, all my most popular Call of Duty Ghost videos are going to be there in order. And so people that are new to my channel or people that want to see some apparently really good videos, then they can go there and they're all right there. But now, since this update, and I'm hoping they fix this, if I go to my playlist, I cannot edit my playlist and filter it by most viewed. Because certain videos end up continuing to gain views and they end up, taking over other ones. Well, it's kind of hard to manage that in this system. This new system is just really hard to manage. I'm not going to go too much further than that. I don't want to bore people with YouTube playlist talk. But yeah, you can't really filter out your playlist anymore. And that's really the only thing I don't like. Other than that, this particular update was pretty good. I would still like to see maybe some form of more personalization to your YouTube channel. During Modern Warfare 3 is when they initially changed it to the kind of layout that it has right now. And before then, we could have awesome YouTube backgrounds, and people would spend tons of money getting graphic designers to make awesome backgrounds for their channel and make everything just look awesome and professional and sweet on their channel. But now all we have is a banner, and my banner is freaking, it just says NerosCinema. Maybe I need to get someone working on that because I'm no editor myself. All the thumbnails that you see are made by me in Sony Vegas. I don't even have Photoshop. I don't even know how to use Photoshop. I don't want to learn. It sounds awful, but I'd rather pay other people to make that kind of stuff, like my logo and my banners and stuff like that on my channel. That's all made by other people. My intro was made by other people. My outro was designed by other people. I'd rather just pay people to do that kind of stuff because I am not creative enough in the respects of graphic art to be able to make anything nearly good. But should YouTube slow down the changes? It's been quite a bit since they made any kind of a real change, and this wasn't even really a real change in my opinion. The last big change I think was actually during Modern Warfare 3. They don't change around stuff a ton, but when they do, it's usually not something that great. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I've always wondered about the different teams in Call of Duty, such as Envious, Optic, KOS, and the team that you're a part of, Team SB. I've always wanted to join one, but I'm not that good of a player, so it's not like I'm going to get picked up in a random lobby. Anyway, what are the minimum requirements to be able to join Team SB? Any reply would be great, and if it's on your show, that'd be amazing. Thanks in advance, and have a wonderful week. Jack from New Jersey. So Jack, KOS. You guys may see me playing with friends of mine like Foxhound, who has KOS in his name, and me and Cypher. We both have SB in our name. They're it's just names, just words, just letters. There's no joining a team, right? It's not Team SB is not a team. Team SB is a group of my friends that we've all been playing Call of Duty or whatever games together for years. You know, we've been playing so much Call of Duty all the time, and we're like, you know what? Let's all have matching names. Why not? KOS is a bit different. Foxhound and his friends, they really like competitive gaming. They really like competitive Call of Duty and such, and so they play game battles and stuff together. So maybe they're trying to make KOS an actual thing. I don't know. As of right now, it's not. But Team SB was never anything. People were like, "Oh, can I join Team SB?" It's like, well, no, it's just me and my friends that have a matching name. And now that there's like this strictly business competitive team that's out of nowhere starting to blow up, people are always asking me if I'm a part of them. I'm like, no, completely different SB. And it almost just makes me want to try and get a hold of Microsoft to try and get a different gamer tag or something. I don't know. But then again, at this point, SB Nero is kind of like branded in. Like people know that as me. And if I were to change that, then who knows what would happen. I don't know. But yeah, dude, joining a team, I don't know, it's a silly thing. Don't just join teams of like random people together. Like you see people in competitive Call of Duty, they'll be running around and switching teams every half an hour. And it just, basically, just if you want to make a team, do it with your friends and just name yourselves the same thing. And that's really all that goes into making a team. Next question, he writes. Dear Nero, in a rough estimate, how many chem strikes are sent in to you every week? From Levithan. I'd estimate probably 40 to 50 on average. Different chem strikes are sent in to me every week for Chem Strike Saturday. It's becoming tricky. I really have to be selective as to what videos I post now, because now it's gotten to the point where it's not just my subscribers sending in chem strikes. A lot of just smaller YouTube channels are just sending in their chem strikes because their friend got on it. TK is an example of that. So I get a lot of chem strikes sent in by various members of Team Caliber now, and I know these guys weren't subscribed to me, right? I know that. I featured one TK member, and then he gained some subs from it, and then he told all his friends, and now all his friends are sending me in chem strikes. And same thing goes for apparently the Carnage clan, all these other clans I didn't even know existed. And it's rough. It's really selective, because now it's like, well, it's taking away from the idea of the show. It's like my subscribers chem strikes, not just anyone and everyone that's ever gotten a chem strike ever. It's supposed to be for my subscribers. But I can't tell who's subscribed to me or how long they've been subscribed to me or how that works. It's tough. Chem Strike Saturday, it's rough picking out the chem strikes, but I think I do a pretty good job every week. But yeah, like 40 or 50 are sent in every week. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, my question is, do your friends act different around you because you're a popular YouTuber? Because when I meet a famous person, I just don't know what to say, and it feels like I have a brick in my mouth or I can't talk. What would you call yourself? Brad from Maine. Well, Brad, I don't think I'd call myself a famous person. I do have about 20 million views, which is pretty absurd. There's a lot of people around the world that have heard me speak and such, but they wouldn't recognize me on the street. Mainly because I have one video of what I look like. But do my friends act different because I'm a YouTuber? My friends don't care at all. They have no idea what's going on with YouTube. They don't understand. Well, they understand it, but they don't know, how many subscribers I have. They don't know how many views I have. They don't understand how much money I can make in a month or how much money I make on YouTube in general, or the kind of videos I post or the amount of videos that I posted. They know literally nothing about YouTube. They just know I do it. And they don't care. Nobody cares at all. And I kind of like it that way, I guess. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I was wondering what you were like at skateboarding. And if you have a video of you skateboarding, that would be awesome. And what is your favorite brand of skateboard? Mine is Plan B, Edward from Australia. So Edward, there's no videos of me skateboarding. I wasn't great at it. I don't even think I could kickflip. We would just skateboard often. And mostly it was just like kind of like street stuff. Like we basically just skate around the town. doing that. Like we would just use skateboards to get like from A to B, and occasionally we'd hang out in the parking lot and just do different stuff. Or a couple things I was good at. I was good at stair sets. I could basically, if you know what that is, basically all the way down a stair set. I mean, it's not that hard. Basically, you just have to ollie and keep your balance. The highest stair set I ever did, I think it was 5. It was 5 stairs tall. And I just ollied down it and landed and kept on going. I was also pretty good at manualing. For whatever reason, I could just manual a really, really far distance. Like we had this giant parking lot outside a doctor's office, and I could manual the entire length of the parking lot without losing my balance. Everyone else I not played with, everyone else I skateboarded with, they were pretty good at like kick flips. A couple of them could like grind on certain different things, but not very well because it was kind of a difficult thing to learn. But basically, they could do kick flips and heel flips and different kinds of flips and whatnot. I never really got into that, and I wasn't even that good at ollieing. You know, if I were to be able to ollie up a ledge, that was usually a good thing. The thing about doing stair sets is like you just need a tiny little ollie. You just need to make sure you get the board just slightly up in the air, and then you can make your way down that stair set. Assuming, of course, you didn't like pussy out halfway through and jump off your board, you can land it just about every time. My favorite skateboard, it might have been a placebo effect, but I found, because you know I had a bunch of friends with all different kinds of skateboards and such, I found that I did my best on element boards. I don't know why. It might have been placebo. It might be the way the board's shaped. I don't know. But yeah, I had an element skateboard, and I started off with, oh god, what kind? I don't even remember the kind of skateboard I started off with. I think it was like some off-brand skateboard, and I would use that and such. And then I tried out an element board, and I of course tried out like a plain B board. I think one of my friends had a girl board. Just by the branding, I think girl's the coolest one, but I ended up going with element because for whatever reason I did well on an element board, and that was it. Bought an element board. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, my birthday will be on Wednesday, the February 26th, or the day that you will upload the next Dear Nero. I'm getting to the age where if someone asks me what I want on my big day, I just say money. Now I was wondering, what was your favorite birthday present? Owen from Massachusetts. So Owen, happy birthday, because today's your birthday, and today is February 26th, therefore it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Owen. And my favorite birthday present? I don't know. I'm old, you see. I am 22. You say you've gotten to the point where if someone asks you what do you want for your birthday, you just say money. I've been at that point for like, I'm trying to do math in my head, like 7 years, 8 years. My favorite birthday present might have been something when I was younger. I remember I used to get tons of different wrestling stuff. I used to like wrestling, not so much anymore. We used to get like those toy wrestler things that you could wrestle with. We used to also, I think my favorite birthday present was the first time I got a ring. Like you have those toy wrestlers that you can wrestle with and stuff, right? And I actually got like a ring, and it had ropes and like a top rope and like ladders and chairs and stuff. It was pretty cool. It was awesome until my cats like ate at the ropes and ruined the ring. But yeah, I think that was probably my favorite gift. I really don't know. I did this question because, like I said, I'm old now. And like whenever someone asks what you want as a gift, you basically say money. My favorite Christmas present was 2 Christmases ago. I got new headlights for my car, which was awesome because the headlights I had were so old that you could barely see out of them. And when I got headlights for my car, it was like, yeah, new headlights. I didn't want to buy these myself. Yay. And now I got new headlights, and that shows how old I am now. Because a lot of you, for Christmas, you would want like an Xbox One or a PS4 or some kind of game or a PC or a new TV, and I'm sitting here like, headlights, woo! And also, you'll find that when you get older, you really like it when you get new boxers and new socks for Christmas. That stuff is great. I love new socks. Like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, new socks, really? But now you're older, it's like, yes, new socks. This is greatness. Oh, how things change. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, if you could bring back 3 maps and 3 guns from other Call of Duties to COD Ghost or the next COD, what would they be? AJ from California. So AJ, I'm going to take the COD Ghost route on this and take things that Infinity Ward has done before and bring them into Call of Duty Ghost. So the 3 maps I would bring back, number 1, Shipment. Why have they never brought this back? Probably because they're afraid of what all these new kill streaks could do on Shipment, but who cares? Let's do it. I would also bring back Wasteland, the map from Modern Warfare 2. That was just a fantastic map that I think a lot of people overall just enjoyed. It was just greatness. I'm trying to think of a third map. It's really a toss-up between a bunch of different maps, and I'm really trying to decide. And I'm probably going to say Backlot from Call of Duty 4. Oh man, that map was just so good. It's got a special place in my heart. It's good maps, good stuff. What 3 guns will I bring back from? This would be a great nostalgia map pack, right? You bring back Wasteland, you bring back Backlot, you bring back Shipment, and then in that DLC you also get 3 guns. It would be, in my eyes, the M16. Why is there no M16 in this game? I don't know. It's the M16. It needs to be in every game. I would say the AK-47, but the game already has the AK-12, which is basically a modern AK-47. So I'm not going to say the AK-47, and I'm going to go along the lines of something different. That's probably going to be... the UMP-45 was one of my favorite submachine guns. I liked it during Modern Warfare 2. I liked it during Modern Warfare 3. So I'm going to say the M16, the UMP-45, and goodness gracious, can we get a better shotgun in this game? I'm going to go ahead and say the SPAS-12. It doesn't need to be the ridiculous Modern Warfare 2 SPAS-12, but at least, maybe a Modern Warfare 3 style SPAS-12. Get us a better shotgun. Get us another shotgun into this game. Oh no, better yet, if you want to really be spammy, you could say the Striker from Modern Warfare 3. That thing was ridiculous, but good golly, it was fun to use. So, a new shotgun. Striker, maybe even the SPAS-12. And, of course, the maps I said. Those would be things I'd like to see added in the Call of Duty Ghost via maybe some kind of nostalgia DLC. I don't know. What would you guys like to see back? Let me know in the comments. Next question, he writes. Dear Nero. Hi, Nero. I love your videos. And I'm going to be starting a YouTube channel. I want to know how many hours a day do you spend playing video games and how many other hours do you spend editing them? Thanks. This person didn't leave his or her name. It's really hard to track that number. Let's say, for example, here, Dear Nero is usually like 40 minutes long. And it's not usually done in one take. I'll usually have to stop. I usually have to stop and pause. Like, not too long ago, I just, like, completely stopped, and I had to grab a drink, and I rendered out what I had of the commentary, and I put it in the gameplay. Dear Nero, it takes forever to make. It does, because not only do I just do the commentary, and I just throw it on there and say, I'm done. No, I listen to it the entire way through. Make sure if there's any random background noise or something, I can get rid of that. If there's ever like a stutter, or if there's a moment where, I don't know, something has happened wrong in the commentary, I can edit it and make it so it's better. And I listen to that. So I record like the 40-minute video, and then I listen to the 40-minute video and edit the 40-minute video. And of course, you have to get 40 minutes worth of gameplay, and gameplay worthy of YouTube, good and golly. I mean, I don't just hop on Call of Duty, record my first 3 games, and then put them up there. No, I play until I get, above average games that I think people will enjoy watching. And so that's kind of a hard number to figure out. I don't know. YouTube, I'm literally at my computer desk all day, every day. Be it playing, recording, editing, rendering, and uploading. It's very time consuming. Very time consuming. Yeah, I've heard like, oh, YouTubers, you made a 5-minute video, so what? I wish I could work 5 minutes every day. And it's like, do you have any idea how long it takes to do a 5-minute video? It takes freaking ever sometimes. It really depends on what you're doing with the video, though. If I made a 5-minute video talking about the new DLC trailer, that might not take as long as like Wildcats videos. Wildcats videos are super heavily edited, and he's said to me many times like it sometimes takes him like 4 to 8 hours to edit, depending on what he's doing with the video. When I do different montages, I've done montages where it's taken me 3 days to make that montage in terms of the editing. My editing's not amazing, but I spend so long taking all the different clips and piecing them in different places and trying out different stuff until I'm finally happy. Like I'll make the entire video, and then I'll stop and then just go to sleep, and I'll wake up and I'll rewatch what I made the night before, and it's like, hey, shit, and then start over. And YouTube is really hard, but it is super freaking time consuming compared to what people think. Next question, he writes. Dear Nero, what do you think about inappropriate shows such as The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, Futurama, and South Park? I personally love all these shows and want to know what you think of them. From John from New York. So John, I've never seen Futurama, so no real opinion on that. I wouldn't classify The Simpsons as inappropriate. I'd say it's actually pretty tame, along with King of the Hill, also just a really good show. American Dad's pretty good, but South Park and Family Guy, I mean, I've watched them a lot, but certain episodes are just shitty, and it's because they made episodes of South Park so long, and they make each episode within like a week. Like it takes them 1 week to put together that entire episode. They have this whole studio working like day and night to make these episodes. And Family Guy has been on for freaking ever, so they're just willing to try anything at this point. I think Family Guy and South Park have tried too much for like shock value with random stuff, and I don't know, it's just kind of stupid. Some of it is just stupid that they do on Family Guy and South Park. Me personally, I much prefer American Dad, The Simpsons, and King of the Hill, which you didn't have on this list, but you had Futurama, which I've never seen. But yeah, definitely like those shows more. Family Guy and South Park is really hit or miss. It's either gonna be really funny or just really stupid. I think. I don't know. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, you said in a previous Dear Nero episode that you hate Infinity Ward, but in the same episode you said that Call of Duty 4 was an Infinity Ward game and is better than Black Ops 2 and World at War. Has that changed, or do you still stick by that statement? P.S. Keep up the great videos. Andrew from England. So Andrew, I don't think you're quite aware of the situation. The situation being that Infinity Ward has had two different development teams on it. Infinity Ward of old was the Infinity Ward that made Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2. Or at least they did most of Modern Warfare 2. And then during Modern Warfare 2, there was like this big fallout with Activision. The entire team of Infinity Ward that made good games. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 was a good game, but it wasn't supported at all because everyone from Infinity Ward had to leave. Modern Warfare 2, and the guys that made COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2 had a big argument or something with Activision, decided to leave. Like just about all of them left the Infinity Ward studio, went over and made Respawn Entertainment, which is the people making Titanfall. And then Modern Warfare 2, like this game was out, and they really didn't do anything with it because there's really nobody in the studio to make the game better. That's why the game was so glitchy. There was javelin glitches, there was care package glitches, there was XP lobbies, there was wall hacks, like literal wall hacks where you could see through walls. There was aimbots. There was literally everything possibly wrong with that game, and to this day it's still one-man army in danger close and never gotten a nerf or anything like that. And that's because the Infinity Ward team left and went over to make Respawn Entertainment, and Activision couldn't get a team in there, to fix their game. And then they decided to rebuild Infinity Ward. And this new Infinity Ward is the people that went and made Modern Warfare 3 and made Call of Duty Ghost. Not the giantest fan. I hate Modern Warfare 3. And I'm not the biggest fan in the world of Call of Duty Ghost. I don't like this new Infinity Ward team. A lot of people don't like this new Infinity Ward team. Because the good people, the old Infinity Ward team, are no longer there. That's why I say I like Call of Duty 4 and it's an Infinity Ward game. But it's the old Infinity Ward. Maybe you didn't understand that disconnect there. There's two different essential Infinity Wards. And there's a good one, the old one. There's a crappy one, which is the new one. The crappy one, the new one, are the people that make it so in every other Call of Duty, going all the way back to World at War, you could have 10 custom classes. But in Call of Duty Ghost, oh no, young sir, you only get 6. If you would like to have 10 custom classes, buy our new pack for freaking however, was it $3.99 or $1.99 or whatever it is. Stupid, they're making you pay for custom classes now after they take the UAV out of the game. New Infinity Ward sucks. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, Treyarch has zombies. Infinity Ward now has aliens. What do you think Sledgehammer has? I would personally think they're going to do dinosaurs. Thank you and keep up the great work. This person neglected to leave his or her name. So dinosaurs, that's a thought. They're already kind of doing that with Titanfall, but that's a thought, definitely an idea. But I'm going to go ahead and expect be the old cynical guy that's going to say, you know what, it's probably going to be the least innovative thing ever, and they're probably just going to rehash some kind of Spec Ops. That's why I honestly think the bonus game of the next Call of Duty, which will be done by Sledgehammer, is probably going to be something with Spec Ops. I really honestly think that. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, do you watch Jeff Dunham? If so, what is your favorite puppet and episode? Thanks for the answer, Jacob from, I guess it's not that bad to say, Jacob from North Bay, Canada. I was wondering if there was like anything revealing about that, but probably not. How many Jacobs are in North Bay, Canada? Do I watch Jeff Dunham? I've seen his stuff, and we actually went to see him live in Erie. It was awful. It was horrible. It was like the worst show ever. Like, I literally went to sleep in the crowd. Like, I put my head on the chair in front of me and went to sleep as if I were in school. It just wasn't funny to me. I don't know. We've seen him. Some of his stuff was funny when he first came out, but then it's just like, same jokes over and over. Yay. So, he got old quick. We went and saw him live. Yeah, it was awful. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I had surgery on my kidney because I had 25 kidney stones. I was wondering if you ever had surgery and how it went. Thanks for your time, Logan from Illinois. So Logan, That's rough. See, the idea of a like a kidney stone scares the hell out of me. Um, Basically, they just want you to kind of piss it out, right? I'm not gonna do that. That's no. I would never do that. I would have the surgery, and you had 25. That's a lot. That's a lot. And apparently it went well. You didn't say whether or not it went well, but I assume so. Have I ever had surgery? Kinda. I've had oral surgery, which you might think like, oh no, he got a tooth pulled out. No, I had like 4 teeth pulled out in the same day, and I hate the dentist. Like I had bad teeth, really bad teeth before. They're good now, if you're wondering, but I had really bad teeth, and I had to get like a lot of them pulled. They were just all so bad, and I hate dentists, scared to death of it. And we found this guy like puts you to sleep, like it's a sleep dentistry, costs a lot more, but definitely better in my opinion. Where they put you to sleep, they put you, they put the needle in your arm. What the hell's the name of this stuff? What the hell's the name of it? I can't remember the name of it. Anesthesia? No, anesthesia? Is that right? It doesn't sound right. I don't know. Whatever the hell it is they use to put people asleep when they're doing surgery. That's what they did to me. And the craziest part about it was I go in there and they gave me like some kind of happy anti-anxiety drug, which was like the greatest thing in the world, like while we're going up there. And I went up there and I just didn't care. I know I'm going in there to get literally 4 adult teeth ripped out of my head, and I didn't care. I was like, basically, they gave me this pill. It made me feel so stoned. It was nuts, but it was like a happy. It was awesome. I don't know. I don't even know what the pill was, but it was awesome. And I go up there. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And they lay me down, like we go into the back there and do like an actual like freaking surgery room, like a light and all these doctors all around and stuff. And they lay me down, and the first thing that they do is they put like this giant blanket over me, and they strap me in like with literal straps so like I don't move. And the doctor like he starts like injecting the whatever into my arm, the anesthesia I think it's called. I really don't know the name of it. And they put that in my arm, and I start feeling like slightly woozy, but not really at the same time. And he was explaining to some intern like what he was doing and how he was doing it. And the last thing I remember, I was like, I really hope she doesn't have any part in the surgery because she's just an intern. I'd rather have the professionals do it. And that's the last thing I remember. The very next thing I know, I'm waking up. It felt as though it was 5 seconds. Like it literally felt like I blinked, maybe. It felt like I closed my eyes for a few seconds and just opened my eyes. But that's not what happened. What had happened was 4 hours had passed, and 4 teeth were taken out, and it was like instantaneous. I didn't feel a thing, and it was awesome. And I was so freaking stoned off of the anesthesia or whatever it's called that I really didn't feel anything for like a very long time. Like I just didn't feel any of it until like later on that night. It kind of like got sore. They gave me a bunch of painkillers and stuff, and then I took those, and there I was. That was my experience, like my only kind of experience with a surgery. I've never broken a bone. I've never had anything medically wrong with me, I guess. That's the closest thing was having that done. So, hope you enjoyed the story time. Yeah. Next and final question, he's going to write, Dear Nero, what do you enjoy most about Titanfall? And P.S. Could you do more Call of Duty World at War Ghost videos? Timmy from Indiana. What I enjoy most about Titanfall, it's something new. It's definitely something completely new in the FPS genre for me. I think that's an awesome thing. And can I do more Call of Duty World at War Ghost videos? That's impossible because there's only a set amount of ghosts in World at War. It's not as though I showed you some of the ghosts and we're saving up some other ones. I showed you literally every ghost within World at War. So, sorry about that. It was a fun video though. And so many people were like, oh no, Nero's going to jump scare us. And I was like, no, I'm not. I don't do that. They were so worried. I kept telling them, like, put your headset on. Put it on. Makes the video better, to trust me, just put your headset on. And they're all like, I don't want that, he's gonna jump scare us. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I just want you to be able to clearly hear the sound of the ghost and the music and such. It's kind of hard if you're doing it from like speakers. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of Dear Nero. If you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. And when I was looking at these comments, or these questions I should say, going into this week's episode, I'm like, yeah, I can picture this being a shorter episode. Then lo and behold, here we are, 40 minutes in, like always. Welcome to the Dear Nero podcast, where I just sit here and answer questions for 40 freaking minutes, apparently. It probably wouldn't take so long if it didn't take me so long just to answer a simple question. I always like, hey Nero, what's your favorite color? I'm like, oh, well, my favorite color is probably red, and here's the reason why I like the color red, and then I'll give you like a 30-minute story about why I like the color red. Maybe that's why Dear Nero is so long. I don't know. You guys seem to enjoy it either way, so I hope you guys all enjoyed. Please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.